Namaskar, friends. This is Chapter 3 Sources of Crisis, Organizational Crisis. And this is the second part, 3B. We'll be continuing on the forces. Now we are going with the technological forces. The technological forces definition is that technological forces involves scientific advancements and innovations that present both opportunities and challenges for businesses. Disruptive innovation is a concept introduced by Clayton Christensen in 1997. Disruptive innovation transforms markets and products in two ways. One is new customers, and next is the market shift. Consumers, those who previously did not buy the product, start purchasing it because it's cheaper and simpler. And market shift is over time, sales of the cheaper, simpler versions surpass those of more sophisticated and expensive competitors. Crises from disruptive innovations are for incumbent firms. Established companies may risk going out of business and losing product lines to disruptive competitions. Supply chain challenges is rapid scaling of production for disruptive innovations can strain the supply chains and create logistical crisis. So these are the crises from the disruptive innovations. Another one is hacking. So a hacking event, cyber crisis, a hacking event can result in three types of crisis. One is confidentiality crisis, integrity crisis, and availability crisis. Confidentiality crisis is involving the breach of a larger volume of sensitive or confident data. And the integrity crisis occurs when unauthorized changes are made to large amounts of data, compromising its accuracy and reliability. And the availability crisis makes significant portions of an IT system unavailable, in disrupting the critical administrative services like billing, payroll, or production management. Impact is the consequence of a hacking event can be substantial, with wide-ranging implications for operations and reputation. So the crisis and the industry life cycle. Each industry typically goes through 5 distinct phases in the life cycle: introduction, growth, shakeout, maturity, and decline. Introduction is crisis arise when new firms rely on emerging technologies or introduce innovative products that are vulnerable to imitation and intellectual property theft. Growth occurs as demand increases. Crisis can occur due to events like mishaps like cruise ship accidents or external factors like COVID-19, which causes demand to drop. Shakeout is as the growth slows, the industry enters the shakeout stage where demand is insufficient to support the rising number of competitors. Competitive crisis becomes common as firms leverage economies of scale. Weaker competitors may fail and exit the market. Maturity is the market becomes saturated and demand for industry's output stabilizes. Remaining firms are typically large and often face scrutiny from interest groups, trade unions, and regulators. And the decline stage is the sales decline as the consumers shift to safer, higher quality, or more convenient substitutes. Some firms may divest or exit the industry, and while others may attempt to innovate and create new growth opportunities. So there's survival of the fittest. Companies in this stage are more susceptible to financial crisis. So organizational life cycle stages are: one is existence or entrepreneurial stage, marks the beginning of an organization's development. Employees often perform multiple roles, increasing the potential for mental errors and physical accidents. Young companies may lack formalized employee safety measures. Inexperience and immaturity in decision making can negatively impact business operations. And stage 2 is survival, characterized by the growth as firms focus on generating sufficient cash flow to sustain operations. The success often depends on identifying a differentiating factor that sets a company apart. However, this focus on growth and differentiation can also lead to crisis if not managed carefully. Stage 3 is success. Organizations in the success stage have survived initial challenges and grown significantly. Top management shifts focus to planning and strategy, delegating daily operations to middle and unit managers. Risk is overconfidence and complacency can create vulnerabilities. Successful organizations may become targets for extortion, Accepting responsibility during a potential crisis can be costly. Social media increases vulnerability to public attacks, especially for large organizations. And the stage 4 is renewal stage, where in the renewal stage, organizations aim to become leaner and more adaptable to environmental changes. Objectives is regain control over responses to crisis triggering shifts in the environment, take bold steps to boost market share, and potential consequences are radical changes may lead to lawsuits and negative publicity. And stage 5 is the decline stage. Overview: the firms reach the decline stage if they fail to achieve renewal after progressing through the earlier stages of life cycle. Companies can exit the life cycle at any stage by going out of business, but decline is marked by severe challenges. Internal challenges include the organization becomes dominated by internal politics and power struggles, and members prioritize personal goals over organizational goals. Key issues are the management loses ability to sustain that momentum or maintain a competitive edge. Complacency, lack of interest, frequent mistakes weaken the company. In some cases, these factors leads to a complete shutdown. Crisis impact. A single crisis during the stage can be enough to put the organization out of business. Firms in decline face issues like intense competition, cash flow problems, internal conflicts over control. Outcome is the resolutions of this crisis ultimately determines whether the organization survives or fails. So once out, those who survives still continues, those who fails shut down. Again, reminding you to read the textbook for more details. Thank you very much for your time. And this is Dr. V signing off. Thank you.